All right, let's dive in. Today, we're talking about something huge for guys over 40, how the food you eat can literally become your secret weapon for healthy aging.
I want you to think about that for a second. We put so much focus on the gym, right? But what if the real key, the true game changer for staying strong and healthy, is actually on your dinner plate? Let's start by figuring out what we're really up against.
Okay, so let's get real for a minute about what's actually going on inside our bodies as we get older. This goes way beyond what you see in the mirror. There are some major internal shifts happening that really set the stage for your health for decades to come. So our bodies go through some pretty predictable changes. Our heart has to pump a little harder, our bones can get more fragile, and yup, we naturally start losing some of that muscle mass and strength. You toss in a slower metabolism and maybe a few where did I put my keys moments, and yeah, it can feel a little daunting. But you know what? Understanding this stuff is the absolute first step to taking back control. But here's the good news. We can actually simplify all these complex changes. Most of them are driven by three big, interconnected players: inflammation, hormonal shifts, and muscle loss. So let's break down each one and see how we can tackle them with what we eat. Let's start with the silent troublemaker, inflammation. Now, I'm not talking about a swollen ankle after a pickup game. We're talking about a kind of low-grade, constant stress simmering inside your body that can seriously speed up the aging process. Think of it like this. Chronic inflammation is basically your body's alarm system getting stuck in the on position. And over time, that constant state of alert is tied to some of the biggest health issues we face as we age. But, and this is a big but, your diet is one of the most powerful ways to turn down that heat. This is where it gets really practical. It's a simple but powerful trade-off. On one side, you've got the good guys, foods packed with antioxidants like berries, leafy greens, and those healthy fats from fish and olive oil. They help cool things down. On the other side, you've got the stuff that just fuels the fire: processed snacks, sugary drinks, refined carbs. The goal? It's just to tip the scales in your favor day by day. And hey, this isn't just a nice idea. This is science. Research shows that the omega-3s you get from fatty fish directly target and lower the key inflammatory markers in your body. It's a perfect example of your food working on a cellular level to protect you. Pretty cool, right? All right, moving on to our second pillar, supporting your hormones. For men, this is just so crucial for keeping your vitality up, for prostate health, and your diet plays a massive role in all of it. Just like we saw with inflammation, the food choices you make have a direct line of communication with your hormonal system. The right nutrients give your body the building blocks it needs for healthy hormone production and help guard against those age-related issues. And here, you can see those connections laid out plain and simple. Hey, notice any familiar faces? Fatty fish is back on the list. So it's not just anti-inflammatory, it's also supporting your hormones. Then you see the power of things like lycopene from tomatoes or zinc from pumpkin seeds. They're all working together to keep things in balance. And the list of your allies just keeps growing. Leafy greens are packed with magnesium, which is a key mineral for testosterone. Avocados have boron, another testosterone booster. And even everyday things like garlic, onions, and green tea contain these amazing compounds that research suggests can have some really protective benefits. Okay. Now for our final, and I mean absolutely critical pillar, preserving muscle. And listen, this isn't just about looking good. This is about maintaining your strength, your stability, and your metabolic health for the long haul. There's a clinical term for this muscle loss that happens as we age. It's called sarcopenia. And it's a huge reason why older adults can become frail and are at a higher risk for falls and other health issues. But you know what? We have a primary weapon in the fight against it. And that weapon is protein. Now, for years, we've all heard the standard recommendation, right? About 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of your body weight. But a lot of the recent research is suggesting that for those of us over 40, that number might not cut it anymore. To really truly fight off age-related muscle loss, the science is now pointing to a much higher target, somewhere between 1.2 and 1.5 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. That's a huge increase over the old standard, and honestly, it's a total game changer for anyone over 40. And it's not just about how much protein you eat, it's also about how you eat it. Spreading your protein out across all your meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, is way more effective than just having one giant protein-heavy meal at night. Focusing on high-quality sources that are rich in amino acid called leucine, like whey or eggs,
gives your muscles the best possible tools. And of course, pairing all this with resistance exercise, that is the ultimate 1-2 punch for staying strong. So we've covered inflammation, hormones, and muscle loss. We've covered a lot. So the big question is, how in the world do you put this all together into something that actually works in real life?
Well, it turns out one famous way of eating consistently checks all the boxes. Across study after study, the Mediterranean diet just keeps showing up as the framework that tackles inflammation, supports hormones, and helps you hang on to that precious muscle. And the best part is how refreshingly simple it is. It really just comes down to 4 basic steps. 1. Build your meals around plants. 2. Switch over to healthy fats like olive oil. 3. Make sure you're getting lean proteins like fish and poultry a couple of times a week. And 4. Limit the red meat and the processed junk. That's it. That's your blueprint for hitting all 3 pillars all on one plate. Look, this isn't about a perfect, total overhaul overnight. It's about starting somewhere, right? Maybe it's just adding a serving of salmon this week, or swapping your white bread for whole grain. The power to make a huge difference is right there in your hands and on your plate. So what's the first change you're going to make?